So, quite an exciting development that happened this week. A friend of mine and I have been waiting to hear whether someone could take us last minute to an event happening this weekend, and we found out last night that they can take us. So tomorrow we're going to head to some clear round Showjumping, a local yard. We're going to box there and then we're going to hack home. Clear round Showjumping, if you're not familiar, is basically where it's super relaxed. It's not really a competition. You basically go in, do a round of Showjumping. There's several classes with different heights, and if you do your round without a knockdown, without a refusal or a run out, if you do a clear round, then you get a rosette basically.
Even though it's a clear round, I wanted to make sure that Ted looks his best. I've always been taught that if you take your horse away from home, you should make them look smart. And I think particularly when you're riding someone else's horse, you have a sort of responsibility to make them look well turned out. So wanted to give him a quick bath. And while I do that, I also want to talk you through how I approached Ted's owner for this, because I know that a lot of sharers and part loaners watch my channel and want to know how I approach this. So even though the transport element of this event was last minute, I actually spoke to Ted's owners about this weeks ago when a friend from the yard was like, hey, I'm going to the Showjumping, do you want to come? We talked about the venue, we talked about who would be transporting and possibly how, and they were all happy with everything, given, you know, that we were boxing there and then hacking back. And then I just kept them up to date on the transport situation as and when, but this was something that we planned quite a while ago, as a sort of team, I would say, of riders and sharers. So back to bathing Ted. So you might see as I start getting Ted quite wet that actually underneath his grey, he's actually kind of piebald. He's like a secret piebald under there, which I find very cute. I actually ended up kind of bathing him twice because he was quite dirty and dusty from the field. Like I said to you before, I try not to brush him too much in the summer. I want to give him the coat he needs to protect himself from the weather, but I just used a body brush with some soap on it and some soapy water and scrubbed him over with that, and then did his mane and his tail, let him dry in the sun with a hay net, and then popped him away for the night. Ted is all clean from his bath. He's going to spend the night in, and then we're leaving tomorrow for the Showjumping at about 9:30. So here he is, sparkling clean and dry, with a nice big bed, big hay nets, plenty of time to rest before we head off tomorrow.
Morning, I just got to the yard. It's just before 8 o'clock now, so we're leaving at 9:30, so it gives us about enough time to muck out, do all that, groom Ted, get him ready to travel, and then go. I don't want to get here too early because then he knows that something's up and he starts getting anxious and he wants to go out and it's not his normal routine and blah blah blah. I have my show shirt in the back, that's what I'm going to wear. It's not a competition, so I'm not going to plait, we don't need to do that, but it does go really nicely with the blue number I'm going to put on him, and it just looks smart under my body protector, so I'm going to wear that. So I'm going to go in now, feed, check him over, muck him out, and then put on a podcast. I've got my cup of tea here, I'm going to muck out, be nice and calm, and then ready to head off in the trailer.
Good morning. Hello. All right, let's assess the damage. That needs cleaning. I think that's just hay. That on his hock, a couple on his back, a couple there, but otherwise pretty clean. So I'll wash those now and then he'll be good to go. Hopefully he should dry in time. Good boy. All clean and ready to go, or clean enough. And at this point he definitely knows that something's going on because he has his travel gear on. Just about to load. Let's go. We've just arrived. This is Ted and his travelling companion Breeze, and he's looking remarkably calm, a lot calmer than I expected, so good vibes all around today. Quick look at the course, and then before I knew it, it was time to get on. So I actually filmed my round on my GoPro, which I'm going to hand over to in a minute, but just wanted to give you a little bit of a setup. So I didn't film my warm-up. I was in an indoor arena with sort of 5 other riders, and I didn't want them to feel uncomfortable with being filmed or have to ask their permission, so I decided just not to film that. And I'm going to show you my GoPro in a minute, but in all, the round went great. We were in the first 2 classes, which were the smallest fences. I promised my friend that I would hack home with her after the second class, so the fences were a little small and probably a little too small to challenge him, but it was much more about the challenging environment. You know, lots of horses around, lots of sights, lots of smells, and actually a car alarm went off during our round. So really this was just about getting used to a big round of jumps and seeing how he coped, and he coped brilliantly. So let's hand over to the GoPro. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Whoa. 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 Good boy. Oh. 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 Whoa. Well done. Good boy. Oh, good lad. Thank you. Good lad. That is so sweet.
Just in between rounds. Crossballs went very well, so we're just waiting for the next class. He's looking very chilled.
So in between rounds, we got off our horses, gave their backs a rest, made sure they got some water, made sure they had a bit of grass and just generally a rest in the shade, and then it was on to round 2. And what you'll see from the GoPro is that he's much more confident this time round. He's actually a little bit cocky, I'd say, and our speed does get up quicker than I'd like. We end up clipping 2 jumps but not knocking anything down, which is great. But if the jumps were higher and this was another time round, we'd probably have to work on bringing that speed back just a touch because we do get a little bit quick. But let's go and watch it on the GoPro. Good lad. Good boy. Yeah. Before we knew it, it was time to hack home. We took our time, we took a shady route, we let the horses walk and just relax and cool down after the day. Once we got back, we washed them off and turned them straight out, and I'll leave you with this really lovely video of Ted messing up what was a beautiful bath and a very well turned out horse. I'll see you next time. Look at the state of this horse.